Welcome back to the channel. I posted that last video on initial timing, setting initial timing, and some of you got out there and went right to work right away. If you did not watch my last video, do it immediately after this video or stop this one right now and go and watch it. It's called Setting Initial Timing. Alright, the first step you're going to have to do to set total timing is you're going to have to figure out how you're going to measure it. For me, I've showed this before in my videos. This is what I call hillbilly timing tape. I did this on my timing video probably a year and a half ago or whatever. All I do is I take a paint marker and I mark the factory line in the harmonic balancer right at 0 there. And then I move it up to 10 degrees before and I make another mark. Move it up 10 degrees, make another mark. So virtually when this one hits the 10 degrees, the mark, that's 40. 40 degrees before top dead center or advanced. So you got to have a way to measure it. Then what you're going to do, and I can't show you this, it's just literally it won't pick up the timing marks on camera. So then what you're going to do with the engine warmed up is you're going to rev it up in park. You're going to slowly increase the RPMs and you're going to watch these marks go up, and whatever it takes before it's at full advancement, whether it be 36 degrees or 32 degrees or 40 degrees, wherever it's set, it may take anywhere from 2,800 RPMs to 3,800 RPMs or even 4,000. Depends on your distributor, the springs that are in it. Once you see where it is, you don't need to hold the 3,800 RPMs or whatever it may be, 2,800 RPMs. You don't need to hold it for an extended period of time. Just once you see where it stops, get out of it, let it go back down to an idle. So that's how you're going to know where you are. You don't have to do the hillbilly tape. You can actually buy timing mark tape from Summit or anybody else. And then you can also, some people's harmonic balancers actually have timing marks right in them that go all the way up to 60 degrees. So, or you can even use a timing light with you can dial it back, so you can use that too. So you got several options on doing this. Again, this is probably going to disappoint some of you, but I can't tell you where your car is going to time. You have to let the car decide that. It depends on your application, your build, where it needs to be timed. If it's a complete stock 318 two barrel, it might only like 26 degrees total timing, or 24, who knows. If it is a mild hot rod build, it may want 34 to 36. Compression will have something to do with that. The quality of gas will have something to do with that. But I like to start a little bit on the conservative side of timing, just so I don't go out and detonate or anything like that. You don't want lifter ping, you don't want clatter or any of that. We go to set total timing. I wished I had a better, more professional way. I'm not professional. It's just my opinion. I honestly do this by feel and by ear. I'll take it out of town or wherever I'm at. I don't pay any attention to the initial at this point. I'm setting total. So I take it out, I try it. It sounds good, clean. Pull or add a couple degrees of timing to it. Go from if you start at 34, go to 36, 37. See what that does. Go, if it feels better, go another degree or two. And that's just exactly how I land where my timing is going to be. My 360 duster, it likes about 34 degrees timing. My 318 duster likes about 40 degrees of timing. The more efficient a motor is, the less timing you can get away with that it'll like. But anyways, setting total timing, I start what sounds best and feels best by seat of the pants. If you go to like a test and tune, you'll add 2 degrees, take away 2 degrees. But let's say I go out of town and I think that, or I'm at test and tune, I think 36 degrees is right, or 37. Let's say I ended up at 37. Okay, then I go back like I did in the last video and I set the initial timing. So let's say your total timing is 37. That's where it runs the best. Your initial timing is 21 degrees. That's where it wants to be. You have a difference of 16 degrees. So how do you get 16 degrees? Well, come around here and I'll show you. This is the distributor. This right here just popped off of this. There's a slot right there that this sat in. There's a little clip here under this little foam thing here. And I took that clip off. You can see I was a little rough with it. Anyways, your vacuum advance. This distributor, I don't even know where it came from. It's something I've had around for whatever. It's the first one I found to grab and use. Someone had already taken the vacuum advance out. You would have to take the vacuum advance out. 2 bolts, and it comes in here and it clips under that. It's kind of self-explanatory as it goes. This is the piece I want to show you. These slots here, it's all over the internet. Nothing new here. They determine how much mechanical advance you get. So there's a couple ways you can deal with this. If you're using the original Chrysler distributor, you can weld up one side. If you're going to do that, start with the inside and weld out this way. And that way, when you put them on these, you start to open up the springs inside here to put it on. So if you're looking for 17 degrees, most of these are anywhere from 20 to 24 degrees total advancement. So you can actually watch how many degrees you're actually advancing. And if you need only half of that, weld up about half. It might get you within a degree or two. It's not that accurate. If you need a little less than half, then only weld a third of it shut. But the thing is that'll get you close. You can also, and this is also all over the internet, you can buy a FBO plate. I have that in one of my vehicles out there. You can get them from 4 Seconds Flat. I don't know what they are, 28, 30 bucks. And they give you from locking it down at 0 all the way up, like every 2 degrees you get a choice. And that's how you can control the difference between initial and total. The reason why I have to catch up is because people were going to go out there and set their initial timing. They were going to yank maybe 15 degrees of timing into their car. And the problem with that is they go out there and drive it and they hear lifter clatter. They hear noises and detonation. They're like, oh, this is wrong. The reason why it's wrong is if you pull 15 degrees into the initial, you got to take 15 degrees out of your total. So this is how you're going to do it. This is how you're going to control it with these slots. Another thing is these weights in here, these springs, they control how fast. This is like centrifugal force. These will spread open like this as the engine spins. Somebody's already been into this one, probably me years ago. This spring here isn't factory. I don't know what either one of these are. Usually you have a light spring and then you have a heavy spring with a loop in it. So it allows like the first 10 degrees really quick. And then after that you have to spin the engine to get the rest of it. So you'll control your transition from initial to total with these springs. Most people know that too. Most people read a spark plug for this looks a little rich. This right here, you know, they read this, they read the porcelain, they read this. But your timing is in your spark plug too. And if you get it set right, on your ground strap here, you're going to have 2 marks. And this one here, it's going to be hard for you to see on the camera. I don't even know what this came out of. It doesn't matter. But your initial timing, you want it right at the 90, right in here at this bend is where you want your initial to be. Your total timing should be somewhere. It shouldn't be down here. It shouldn't be up here at the 90. It should be right about here, about 1/8 of an inch off the casing, the shell. So there's 2 timing marks on your strap. You have to look hard to see it. But one is going to be initial. That'll be your first one. So you follow the ground strap. And right about here, if you got it here, you need more timing. If it's back here into the 90, you need less initial. So that's a way to measure to see how your engine's responding to what you think it should be. So you want your initial right here again, and you want your total somewhere back in here. Initial and total timing is in your spark plug too. I guess the other thing is it's trial and error. If you can't drop it in, or you drop it in, you tighten it down at 34 degrees, 10 degrees initial, and say I'm done. It may run good, but never let goodness stand in the way of greatness. You have to tune it wherever you start. Try the initial timing, but the total timing is so important. Again, I'm not talking about turbos or nitrous engines or anything like that. So there's a lot that goes into it. I wish I could just go 38 degrees, you're done. Doesn't work that way. You have to put the time and the leg work into it. If not, you'll settle for average. I'm always looking for improvements.